The stage is all set for the mother of all deals. European Union Chief Ursula von der Leyen and the European Union Council President met External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar on Sunday. Ahead of the summit, the External Affairs Minister expressed hope that talks with Prime Minister Narendra Modi would mark a new chapter in India-EU relations. Meanwhile, the European Union chief said that India and Europe have sent a clear signal to the world they are choosing dialogue, strategic partnership and openness over the conflict. And that the focus now is on building mutual resilience. Now remember, tomorrow the European Union leaders will be holding a crucial meeting with the Prime Minister, after which they will hold press briefings outlining the outcomes on trade, technology, climate action and strategic cooperation. And this comes amid Trump's tariff tyranny. So globally, all eyes are on the trade deal between India and European Union. The big announcement will be made tomorrow after the key meeting between the European Union leaders and the Prime Minister. And this deal is being called the mother of all deals. So European Union Chief Ursula von der Leyen and the European Council President have already met External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar, and they will be meeting the Prime Minister tomorrow, and they're also the chief guest of the Republic Day parade today. India Today's Sandeep Unnithan is also joining us on the story with more details. Sandeep, help us understand, why is this trade deal being called and looked upon as mother of all deals?
Well, it's clearly the mother of all deals because the EU, the European Union, 27 countries, is one of the world's largest trading blocs alongside the United States and China. And this trade deal marks a pivot of the European Union towards India and India towards the European Union. And as the Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney mentioned at Davos recently, he said that the way the world is moving today, if you're not on the dining table, you're on the menu. So this is clearly the European Union and India making its choices very clear that they don't want to be on the menu, which is being eaten by other big powers. And they have decided to come together and be on the dining table. So India and the EU coming together is a very, very huge geopolitical shift. It's one of the biggest such moves in the 21st century. And mind you, India has been talking to the EU for almost 2 decades over a trade deal. It began way back in 2007. So that's how long it's literally taken us to get this trade deal sorted out. And as Ursula von der Leyen said, that this is going to be the mother of all deals. So we really have to look for the details. But clearly the signs from it point to it being a very, very significant geo-economic shift.
And Sandeep, also tell us about the sticking points between India and European Union over this trade deal.
Well, clearly the biggest sticking point would be agriculture, both for India and the European Union. Both our farm sectors are heavily protected sectors. It's a very big sensitive issue for the European Union, and it's an even bigger sticking point with India. So while the farm sector is going to be left out of this, there are many areas of convergence between India and the European Union. It would mean lower tariffs on a lot of other sectors, particularly automobiles. So that opens up India to the European Union's automobile companies, and of course it opens the European Union for the advantages that India brings. India is one of the world's largest markets, so this actually gives the European Union preferential access to India's market. And also that very quickly, there's that other very big important thing on the table, which has actually been on the back burner until recently. It is the India-Middle East Europe Economic Corridor, which was announced here in Delhi at the G20 summit in 2023, in September 2023 to be precise. But unfortunately, it took a backseat because of the events in Israel and Gaza, that war that's continuing to rage. That's put the IMEC corridor on the back burner. But with this coming in, a lot of pressure is going to build for India to finally get that IMEC off the ground. There are some issues in the middle sectors, particularly between the UAE and Saudi Arabia. So I'm sure India would want that IMEC corridor more, even more than it's wanted possibly at any time in the past. So these are all those big pieces that are falling into place over the last couple of years. There's been hectic diplomacy to ensure that all the countries are aligned on this. The fact is that India has chosen the European Union as its partner of choice in this very important geopolitical shift in the 21st century.
Absolutely. Sandeep, do stay with us. So let's take a look at the other aspects of the mother of all deals. What is the great significance of this trade deal, that the global eyes are on this trade deal between India and European Union? So mutual economic and geopolitical gains is what this trade deal holds. It will boost trade, investment and competitiveness, and let's understand why it particularly matters for India. It will restore lost European Union tariff concessions. It will also cut duties on garments, pharmaceutical, steel and petroleum. And it will also help in attracting the FDI and will also boost manufacturing in India. It could also increase goods trade by 20 to 30%. So these are the factors of why this trade deal is of great significance for India. Now let's take a look at why it matters for European Union. Now, this will give access to India's 1.4 billion market. So, European Union will have access after this trade deal to the 1.4 billion market of India, and it also diversifies supply chains from China. Now, this it also services exports to India could double with the help of this trade deal, and there could also be gains in automotive and tech and renewable. So these are the factors of why this trade deal is of great significance for the European Union also.